Happy video day, guys. I've got another Make Up Your Mind coming your way. This morning, I got an announcement from McGRATH that an entire new collection is being launched by her. And you know, I was super excited because I don't know if you guys have been thinking the same thing as me, but I think a lot of you guys have. I thought there was going to be a blush coming. I thought this was going to be a blush collection. I was so excited. I had my alarm like at 12 o'clock. I want to see what's coming out. I was so stoked. And then she released a collection. I mean, I don't even know, like, it's very funny for me, guys, because I don't know how I feel about this collection. I really don't know how I feel about it. I almost feel like I've seen this, and it's because I kind of have. So the collection is going to be based off of her Divine Rose again. Okay, so we have seen this. Divine Rose was a few years now that she's been talking about rose stuff, but this is going to be the Divine Rose 2 that's going to be back in stock, and it's the Mothership 8. It's $125. Has that limited edition packaging. A lot of people are excited because they didn't get the one from last year. Some people are kind of annoyed because they thought that last year was the only year you can get it, and they ended up getting the black one, and now it's pink again. I understand both sides of the story, but yeah, sound off down below with your friends. Now, the parts that are exciting for me are the new stuff, and the new thing that's coming out is the new Luxe Quad in Eternal Eden. It's a $58 eyeshadow palette. This is the one that we're going to try to find in my collection today during Make Up Your Mind, but I do want to show you guys everything else that's inside of the collection as well. She's also coming out with the new Skin Finish Ultra Glow Highlighter, and it's going to be $48. This is also a new item to her collection, and this one actually has my attention as well. And the rest of the launch that she's coming out with, all the stuff is already existing, so you might already own this stuff. There's the original Liquid Lust, and it's a liquid lipstick in Divine Nude and Divine Rose, $30 each. The Matte Trans lipstick in Divine Rose, that's $38. The Permagel Ultra Glide Eye Pencil in Black Coffee, that's $28. The Permagel Ultra Lip Pencils in Buff and Suburbia, and those are $28, and the Dark Star Mascara for $30. Everything's going to be available January 29th on her website, and she does have a sign up so that you guys can get an exclusive first launch. I will link it down below. But yeah, so those are all the things that she's releasing in this new collection that she just finished announcing. I have to say, guys, I'm not really that excited, to be honest. I really am not. When she did her promo picture, she had a rose, and she had the rose on fire. And you know, I took that literally. I thought, yes, it's gonna have nothing to do with a rose. She is burning the roses. And I was thinking that this was gonna be like the opposite of a rose. Like it was gonna be something, I don't know, something really cool. And it was gonna be like a play on Divine Rose, but like the opposite, you know, like burning it. I don't know. I had like this whole thought that this was gonna be like amazing. So when I saw it, of course, that it was all rosy collection again, it kind of went, oh, I don't know, it's just not what I wanted to see. But I will say, that being said, the Eternal Eden palette does look pretty for me because I didn't pick up any of her rosy palettes. Now, you guys out there that have all of her roses, her Divine Rose 2, and all that stuff, you may not be very excited right now, but for me that I don't have any of those, yeah, I'm kind of interested. I really am. But of course, in this video, what we do is we search through my collection and try to find something similar. I kind of want to see what this color story looks like, just so I can get an idea if I like these colors, if it's worth it enough for me to pick up. I'm not trying to dupe this palette exact. I'm just trying to get a similar idea to see if I even like it to begin with before I go and buy it. So if you guys are new and you have never seen me before, I'm Christina Brooke. I love to talk about makeup and fashion. You like those things? Hit subscribe, join the family. Would love to see you again. I do Make Up Your Minds every single week as long as there's new eyeshadow palette releases, and let's get into this week's. All right, guys, so I always start off these videos showing you guys the results. So this is what I came up with. Now this one's interesting because I don't actually have real swatches right now. But she is doing this like first promotion, so I have a feeling that she's gonna launch this before even showing us the swatches. So what I did was I used her finger swatches, kind of just like getting an idea of the color. I might not be 100% exact here, but you know, I kind of have an idea of what this is going to look like, and I also read some of the descriptions of the colors, which also really helps me get an idea of which way they're going. Are they more pink, more brown? And the eye look that I did create today is using colors that I believe are going to be similar to the colors in this new quad. She is releasing mattes and shimmers, I think that's what they said. tell you guys, I don't like rose and I hate roses on the lid, but I kind of like this eye look, okay? Kind of like this eye look. So let's get into what I think this quad's gonna look like, and I'll tell you guys whether I'm gonna pick it up or not at the end of the video. I need to know if I want to add this to my collection, and I can't wait because I want to buy it fast, you know, because I want to get it here for you guys. So I'm gonna do this like this to see if I actually want this. So let's start off with the very first color. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I think that this might be the color of the palette. I was looking at it and I saw it in the finger swatch and I saw the shift of it. It almost looks like it's going to be a little bit peachy pink. This one I think is going to be very interesting. I think it was in the Divine Rose 1. Tell me if I'm wrong. Or Divine Rose, I think it was Divine Rose 1. I think the first one, there was a really pretty peachy shifting shade that I thought was so gorgeous. It was the shade that almost made me buy that Mothership palette, but I ended up skipping it. I still regret it. I still want the Divine Rose 1, but you know, I'm not gonna get it now, it's too late. But this is the color that I really think is going to make this palette beautiful. I keep staring at it and yeah, like this is the color. But what I ended up doing was I have two different colors that I think look kind of similar. This palette right here from Ace Beauty, guys, this one has like a very similar color story. You can't really tell from here, but when you start swatching it, you can see there's a peachy shifting color in there, and then also inside of the new nude from Huda Beauty. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the new nude from Huda Beauty, and it's kind of like a goldish color. If you add in a little bit of this pink right here, so you got a mix here. I don't have too many of these shades from Pat like perfect, but if you guys can see, this one has a gold, but it has a little bit of a peachy tone to it, but I wanted to add just a little bit of pink to it. So I'm just adding a little pink on top of it. I wanted to have a little bit of a peachy tone, but also have a little pink in it because when I'm looking at the swatch, that's what I see. I have a feeling that this is gonna be the color that a lot of people are gonna say, oh my God, this color is so beautiful. I do not have this color in my collection. I believe, based off of what I saw, I don't think I have this color, and I think that this might be the star of the palette, okay? Now, I know it's like a topper shade, but I still think this is gonna be the star. So I really like this color. This color is very pretty and it really calls to me. This is a gorgeous looking metallic-y shimmery shade that is really calling my attention. That one I really like. Now the next one is also one that I think is very pretty. So I was reading her description on this one, and this is the one that she says like a mid-tone brown, okay? So now looking at the image, because Pat McGrath's Instagram, they have so much filters on these photos that you really honestly cannot tell what you're buying. And then when you go to the websites are always so bright that you can't really still tell what you're buying. So what I did was I mixed this color Secret with a little bit of Raw and topped it off with Teddy. So I kind of basically mixed the three mattes that are inside of the Huda palette to create a color that looks similar. I believe that that color is gonna be kind of similar. It's a brown, but it has like a pink in it. That is what I'm seeing from the imagery, and I really think it's gonna go in that direction. I don't think that this could just be a brown. I think that would be just too boring for this type of palette for it to just be a mid-tone brown. I think it's a mid-tone brown with a rosy twist. And if it is, that's a gorgeous color. It's basically what I used as my base today to kind of like blend in all the colors. And I like it. I think it's beautiful. And with this peachy pink color, like that's a beautiful combination. I am like, starting off so good that I'm like, okay, these are like the type of pinks I like more neutral pinks, you know, like soft pinks. Like this is pretty. But then, why did she have to do this to me? She put a pink, but like a real pink. I don't know why. Why is this color in here? Like, I know it's a Divine Rose palette, but it didn't have to have this color. Like, I wish that this color right here would have been the opposite of the color that it is, okay? So I looked at the image of the palette and I looked at the finger swatch, and I was going between two different pinks that I own. This one went a little bit too fuchsia-y. I believe it's gonna have a little bit more like a pinky pink to it, like almost a little bit more Barbie. I think it's gonna be like this. So I went ahead and swatched this color and kind of put it up against the swatch that she had on her finger. And I was like, wow, I think it's gonna be a little bit more pinky. I think it's gonna look like that, okay? So I wished it was a lot less pink than this. I wished it was actually more like Divine Rose 1. I wish this would have been like a really deep plum. I I always say that, but that's like the color that I wish it was. I wish it was like a plum, but alas, it's not. I believe that it's going to be this type of pink. Now, do I hate it? I don't love it. What I want to know, and if you guys know this, please tell me, does she use pigments? Is this going to be a pigment? Anytime I see this type of pink, I start to go, no, because a lot of brands like to use pigments, and my eyes are so sensitive that pigments kill me. Like, I don't know what it is. My eyes get so red and itchy the next day every time I use pigments. So please tell me, is this a pigment? I want to know, but I didn't find anywhere that they are not eye safe, and usually when it's a pigment, they'll say it's not eye safe, and I couldn't find that, you know, I don't know, but I think it's going to be like this color. If it's not a pigment, I'll be super excited. It is a shade that I really don't own per se. I don't love it. I did use it to kind of like define the outer edge a little bit. It did an interesting thing to the look, I'm not going to lie. Like it amplified it. I don't hate it, okay? I don't hate it. I thought I was gonna hate it, and I don't hate it, but I don't love it, but I don't hate it. So we're off to an okay start. I'm gonna say it's okay. I really wish that that twist of that pink wasn't there, but I'm okay right now. I'm like, the last shade will either make or kill this for me, to be honest. And when I was looking for the last shade, I had such a hard time. I don't own a color similar to this one, and I saw her Insta tutorial that she used this shade, and I was reading the description of it, and she described it like a rosy bronze, which to me is gorgeous. Like the sound of that sounds beautiful. What I ended up doing to create like a rosy bronze, to create this type of color, what I did was I jumped into this first color right here, which I don't even know the name of it. What is it called? Fantasy and Charmed. I mixed those two together. Now, when you mix these two together, you do end up coming out with a color that, in my opinion, kind of looks like a rosy bronze, you know? I mixed a rosy color with a bronzy tone, and I created something that reminds me of like a rosy bronze. When I put this all over my lid, this is the color I put on my lid, it kind of reminded me of her color. So I think it's gonna look like this. If anything, I think this color here is gonna actually be lighter than this. It's probably gonna be a tone lighter, but it's gonna be within this color family is what I can kind of guess. It's gonna be something similar to this. The last metallic is actually very, very pretty. Now, the eye look that I created, guys, using these colors, like to kind of get an idea if I even like this color story, I kind of like the eye look that I created, which I have to say is shocking. I didn't think I was going to like this. If I would have just looked at this palette and not done this Make Up Your Mind, I would have told you guys there's no way I'm buying this. Like, it's just not me at all. Hey, so I'm editing the video back and I forgot to mention something that's very important. If you guys are looking at this one and you're looking at the Natasha Denona Mini Love, I think that both of these are going in different directions. The Pat McGrath one, your eyes are gonna be pink 90% of the time. Her main shades there are going in a very pink direction. The Natasha Denona one is actually going more plummy purple. So both of these palettes are going to give you different looks, at least from what I can see. And yeah, and I definitely wanted to point out that the Pat McGrath palette, yes, your eyes are going to be pink most of the time. I mean, if you see her deepening shade, it's like pink. And her blending shade is a mid-tone brown, but it has pink in it. So these are gonna be pinklets, like it's pinklets, you know? So FYI, just wanted to add this in. I would have just thought it was just way too much pink direction. Like that fuchsia would have turned me off so much. But after kind of swatching it, there's something attractive about this palette. I don't know what exactly it is, but I feel like I need to find out. So I think I'm gonna make up my mind, guys, right now and say, I think I'm gonna pick up this quad, which is not the way I thought this was going to work. I really thought that I was gonna tell you guys I'm not picking this up because I am kind of tired of these rosy palettes. Like, I am so tired of these rosy palettes. I actually was so excited to see the rose burning that I was like, yes, it's gonna be the opposite of a rose palette. And I am shocked to say that I actually want to pick this up, but there's something about it that I'm interested in. Honestly, so interested in this color. I think it's gonna be a little lighter than this and it's gonna have a really cool peachy shift to it. But that being said, I'm kind of interested. I really am. I wish I could pop out this shade and just put in like a deep plum there and I'd be like, yes, you know? What do you guys think? I want to know from you guys right now. What do you think of this quad? Are you excited? I will say, just my personal opinion. If you own Divine Rose 1 or 2, really look at this, because I feel like there is colors that are going to be kind of similar in both of those palettes. I don't think that they're repeats. I'm sure that the saturation is different, but just remember, when things are put on the lid and you start to blend them, colors look very similar. So if there's a slight variant in color, it may not transfer on the lids as much as it will on a swatch. So you just have to see if the color is not that much, it might not be 100% worth it for you to pick it up. But of course, that's all up to you guys at home. I do think this one here is going to be a little lighter, but that's what I'm thinking, and that's where I'm going to leave it. I don't know if I'm going to pick up the highlighter. Let me know down below if you guys are interested in seeing that highlighter, and if you guys say yes, I will pick it up. So yeah, you guys are probably going to see this. I'll try to see how close I was able to get just from her little finger swatches that she did. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have not done so already, don't forget to subscribe, join the channel, and I'll talk with you guys later. Bye.